Okay, in today's video, we're talking about the power of repentance and how it leads to financial wealth. Now, most people think repentance means sorry or apology and atone for it and say Hail Marys and everything will be all better. But here in the dictionary, it says in 2a, it says to feel regret, but in 2b, it says to change one's mind. To change one's mind. Okay, and this is the dominant theme in the Bible I'm finding. It's about changing your mind and growing into your better, higher self. And when you have a stronger mind, you can deal with emotions of the stock market easier, and you can also be in a better mode to create your own destiny for yourself as you follow your own principle and truth through life. Because what is God? Principle, truth, and spirit. And what is principle? It's an aspect of the mind. Okay, principles, you think about principles. They are not physical, real things. They're subjective, existential things dealing with the mind. And look, that's what the rest of the Bible seems to be about. Okay, renewing your mind. Let's just look at verses about renewing your mind. It says, don't be conformed to this world in Romans, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Okay, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God. Discerning mean that's a mental aspect, how you can see and interpret things and discern. One example of how I use this already, discernment. I use Morningstar to discern my investments between other investments that are risky or high quality. So obviously this fund that I did a video on yesterday, Guggenheim, it's a 5-star fund. So a lot of people don't like to buy this fund because it's boring, it goes sideways, it doesn't have the lure of an Apple or a Bitcoin. However, in 10 years, it went from 2013 to this date, it went almost from 10 to 30,000. That's more than a doubling of your money. Whereas if you're in Bitcoin, you saw all of your gains evaporated in less than a year. And this is the truth. This is my principle that I follow. And this is how I'm discerning between this fund and other funds. You can also just do a quick check. Let's just look at Glow funds. I'll show you that there is a difference. Glow is an inferior fund. It's only 2 stars, you see? And look at what it did on a Morningstar test. Yes, it went from 10 to 30, which is great, kind of like Gove did, but it had a huge drawdown, as you can see. It lost almost all those gains, whereas Gove held up pretty good. Let's double check one more time for Gove. Did it hold up pretty good? And I have 20,000 in Gove. Gove held up pretty good. So this is the truth. This is how you have to discern. So repent is a radical change of mind. And I had to change my mind from stocks to passive income in my life when I had my child. And I had to really survive and find a way to continue to live financially free with the family. I had to renew my mind and transform my mind and have a radical change of my mind. And so discernment, renewal of mind, change of mind. These are God as principle. These are 4 areas where it's all related to the mind and how you must use it to empower your financial destiny or whatever destiny that is that you want. We want success in all areas of life on this channel. We say body, spirit, and mind. We're about success and finding the best ways to live and operate life in all fields. Our inner self is being renewed day by day. And somewhere else in the Bible, it says renewed in knowledge, which is another aspect of the mind. In Ephesians, it says, and to be renewed in the spirit of your minds, and spirit. What is God? Spirit, principle, truth, and spirit. So to be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Let's just throw in really quick that the devil wrestles not with flesh and blood, but with principality. That's Ephesians. So everything is about principle, and there's a war waging against your mind daily. And you need to renew your mind daily and stay away from the snares that the devil puts out, which is not a person, more so it's your physical mind, that's, used to the habits. Psychology will say your physical mind is used to survival, and it's your fear brain, and it's used to, not really thinking too much. It just wants the immediate gratification to survive and be happy. But We all know that we have a deeper mind in our heart and our subconscious that knows what we should really be doing and really be focusing on. Is our mind, or Christ's mind, or our highest principles to get what we need out of life and to accomplish the highest good for all. So this has been a simple video on repentance, and what it really means is to change your mind. And you need to do it in order to get more out of life and to really change your life and change the course of your life. Here's Goph, by the way, I told you about. The market hasn't opened yet. It opens in 20 minutes. And we will make the moves accordingly, seeing what we're given at the open. We'll judge then and make our moves. But anyway, just a quick description of what I do on my site. You know, I make about $95,000 in passive income from the stock market, as you can see here, which is way better than when I was investing in stocks outright and Bitcoin and just trying to fly by the seat of my pants. And yesterday, as you saw in our videos, we were up about $10,000 in one day. So you get the excitement of passive of Bitcoins, but you're living off those dividends no matter whether the market goes up or down. And I use leverage to do this. Leverage is maybe a complicated thing for you. Don't worry about it, but just know that you have to take loans to get ahead, and that's also the truth. And the leverage here in a brokerage account is only 5%, whereas a mortgage loan is 8% and credit card loans are 20%. So this is also the principle that I'm following. It is the truth. My 100K in dividends will pay this back in 1 year. We'll cut it in half in 1 year. So 231 to roughly 131 in 1 year will be my margin debt. And so this is the way you really get ahead in life, and you get the best of both worlds: days gains and yearly dividends through passive income in the stock market in a brokerage account. You can't get this in a 401k or an IRA, which are good and they have their uses, but they're not the ultimate truth, as there are penalties to withdraw and tax issues, and you cannot use margin or tie your bills to the account and automate everything like you can to a brokerage account, like I can. So by the way, in case you're looking at our total unrealized gains and you see these losses of 68,000 here, and you think that this strategy is not working, look at our performance. Our performance, we're up 17% for the year versus the S&P, which is only up 5%. Okay, the NASDAQ is up 9%, which is considered a higher growth index, and we're still beating that because of passive dividends. So, excuse me. So this is the kind of performance you get. Even though you're down on paper, it doesn't matter because you're collecting dividends and they don't show on paper. So as you can see in CLM, CRF at the top, we're down 15 and 19% respectively. But yet last year in the market was down 20%. So it's in line with the market, and that's all you can ask for, except that we're not really down this amount. We've made all this back in dividends. It's just not showing that. That's why our performance shows that we're up, even though here it shows that we're down. So make sure that that's clear and understandable. Just because you lose, you can still win. I know it doesn't seem like it's true, but you have to use your mind and use these dividends and really radically change your mind in order to understand this process.